You are a long way from home. Out here in the deep black, stars are your only friends. They are your landmarks, your constant companions in the silent hum of the void. But tonight, your friends have gone quiet. You stand on the bridge of your scout ship, the Wanderer. Your eyes are fixed on the main viewer. It shows a patch of absolute nothing. A hole has been punched in the cosmos. It is a perfect circle of black. No distant galaxies shine through, no nebulae glow with infant stars. There is only a profound and unsettling emptiness. Your ship's computer agrees. All sensors report a total absence of energy. No radiation, no light, not even the faint whisper of the star-born background. It is a dead zone. This is not a natural phenomenon. Black holes are violent and loud in their own way. They bend light and scream with energy at their edge. This is different. This is a silence so complete it feels like a wound. Your mission directive is simple. Chart the unknown. Report anomalies. And you have certainly found one. An anomaly with a capital A. You take a steadying breath. The ship's recycled air tastes stale. You give the command to your ship's AI. Magnify the edge of the anomaly. Full spectrum analysis. The computer chimes softly. Analysis complete. The edge is stable. There is no gravitational distortion. Energy readings remain at absolute zero. You frown. That is impossible. Utterly and completely impossible. But the evidence is right in front of you. A circle of non-existence. A cold feeling trickles down your spine. This is not just an empty patch of space. This is a place where space itself seems to have died. Your curiosity battles with your survival instinct. Curiosity has always been your weakness. It's why you took this job. Exploring the fringes of the galaxy. Poking the dark corners with a very long stick. Looks like you found a corner that might just poke back. You nudge the Wanderer forward, slow and steady, towards the silent anomaly. As you creep closer, something finally registers. A tiny blip on your passive sensors. It is a needle in an impossibly large haystack. One single object adrift in that perfect blackness. It is right in the heart of the void. You push the magnification to its absolute limit. An image resolves on your screen. It is a ship. The vessel is colossal, easily 10 times the size of your scout ship. Its design is utterly alien. It looks more grown than built. Smooth, flowing lines sweep back from a pointed nose. The hull is a pearlescent white, like polished bone or seashell. There are no visible engines, no weapon ports, no windows. It is a ghost ship in the void, and it is completely dead. You run a scan. No power signature, no heat, no life signs. It is just a cold, derelict hulk. It drifts aimlessly in the one place in the galaxy where nothing should be. The ship's registry has no match. It doesn't belong to the Elder Ones, or the machine intellects of the Cygnon cluster, or any of the 100 other species you know. It is a true unknown. Your protocol manual has a very clear section on this. First contact, subsection B. Unknown derelict vessels. It says you should observe from a safe distance, report your findings, and wait for a heavy cruiser to arrive. That is the smart thing to do, the safe thing to do. You have never been particularly good at the smart or safe thing. That's a job for desk pilots back on Earth. You make a decision, a reckless, potentially career-ending decision. You are going to board that ship. You need answers. What is this vessel? Who were its crew? And what is it doing here, in the middle of a stellar graveyard? You pilot the Wanderer closer. Your small ship feels like a fly buzzing around a sleeping giant. The docking procedure will be manual, and very, very delicate. The docking clamps engage with a soft thud. A hard seal forms between your airlock and the alien hull. Your suit's helmet slides into place with a hiss. You stand for a moment in your airlock. The only sound is your own breathing. You're about to step onto a ship that defies all known star science. A ship that might hold the secret to the darkness around you, or it might just hold your doom. You have a 50-50 shot. You always like those odds. You cycle the airlock. The outer door irises open. A wave of cold air washes over you. It is a deep, ancient cold. The corridor beyond is dark. Your helmet lights cut through the gloom. They reveal a passageway made of the same bone-white material and dust. Everything is covered in a fine, shimmering dust. It glints like powdered diamonds in your light beam. You step onto the deck of the ghost ship. Your magnetic boots clamp down with a reassuring clank. The silence is absolute. It presses in on you. You draw your standard-issue plasma pistol. It feels small and inadequate in your hands. You start moving forward, towards the heart of the massive vessel. The dust crunches under your boots. It's the only sound in this metal tomb. The layout is confusing. The corridors curve and spiral in non-Euclidean ways. It feels like walking through the insides of a great sea creature. You eventually find what must be the command deck. It is a vast, cavernous chamber. A single high-backed chair sits on a raised dais. It faces a wall of dead, dark screens. Someone is in the chair. You approach cautiously. Your light reveals a figure. It is tall and slender, clad in a form-fitting suit of the same pearlescent material. But it is not a body. Not anymore. The entire being has been transformed. It is a statue of flawless, transparent crystal. You can see the intricate network of what might have been veins, frozen forever. The shimmering dust on the floor is the same material. The crew did not die. They shattered. You look at the command console. The controls are alien, but a single panel is still faintly glowing. It is a universal distress symbol, a final, desperate message left for whoever found them. You interface your suit's computer with the console. With a bit of work, you bypass the security. A log file opens. It is a single audio recording, the last testament of the ship's captain. A voice fills your helmet. It is not a voice of words. It is a cascade of musical tones and soft chimes, a language of pure thought. Your suit's translator struggles to keep up. It converts the alien emotions into rough, halting words. Scourge, the voice whispers. The translated word hangs in the air. It came from the dark, the great dark. The voice grows weaker, frail, full of a terror so profound it makes your blood run cold. It does not conquer. It consumes. It does not kill. It erases. The captain describes the enemy, a swarm of self-replicating machines. They are a plague born in the void between galaxies. They are drawn to energy, to light, to life itself. We ran, the voice continues. We led it here, into this empty space, hoping to starve it. But it is patient. It learned to eat the stars themselves. The recording shows a star map. It displays the Seraphim Nebula as it once was, bright and full of life. Then, a blackness starts to spread from the edge, a creeping tide of nothing that swallows suns one by one. The log ends. The last thought from the Crystal Captain is a warning, a plea to the entire galaxy. It follows the trails of light. It follows the paths of ships. To warn you is to doom you, but to be silent is to doom everyone. A final, terrible image flashes on the screen, a vision of Earth, swallowed by the same encroaching darkness. Then the console goes dark. The last bit of power is spent. You are alone again, in the silence, with a secret that could burn the galaxy down. You stumble back to your ship. The ghost vessel feels different now. It is not a mystery. It is a tombstone, a warning marker for a threat beyond comprehension. You disengage the docking clamps. You pull the wanderer away from the derelict. You have the log. You have the evidence. You have a warning from the dead. And you have a new destination. The Citadel. The Citadel is the heart of galactic civilization. It is a magnificent structure, a city built into a hollowed-out moon. It is the seat of the Council of Ancients. The Elder Ones. They are the oldest and most powerful species in the known galaxy. They have seen empires rise and fall. They have guided the younger races for millennia. If anyone can stop this scourge, it is them. Your small scout ship feels hopelessly out of place here. It is surrounded by vessels of breathtaking size and power. Ships that glitter like jewels in the soft light of the Citadel's artificial sun. You transmit your priority one request for an audience. You cite regulations that have not been used in 1,000 years. Regulations for existential threats. After hours of tense waiting, your request is granted. They will see you. You are escorted into the grand chamber. The room is vast. The ceiling is a dome of pure energy. It shows the swirling starscape of the galaxy. In the center of the room sit the Elder Ones. They are beings of immense presence. They are not biological in any way you understand. They are forms of pure, shimmering light, encased in elegant, crystalline shells. Their voices are a chorus of harmonious chimes. You stand before them, a lone human in a simple flight suit. You feel small, insignificant, but you have a duty to perform. You present your evidence. You play the alien captain's final log. You show them the sensor data from the dead zone. You explain the nature of the scourge, a plague of machines that eats light, an unstoppable hunger that is coming for them all. When you finish, the chamber is silent. The Elder Ones shimmer. They commune with each other in silence for a long time. Then, the lead counselor speaks. Its voice is calm, measured, and full of a deep, unshakable certainty. We have reviewed your data, human. The voice is not unkind, but it is dismissive. Your dead zone is a known phenomenon, a rare but natural star science event. You try to argue. You tell them about the ghost ship, about the crystal crew, about the captain's warning. The counselor waves a hand of light. A derelict from an unknown race, lost to a localized energy event. A tragedy, yes, but not a sign of galactic doom. They do not see what you see. Their logic is too rigid, too ancient. They have seen everything, so they can no longer be surprised. They believe you are mistaken. A young, emotional species, prone to panic and flights of fancy. Your fear is understandable, the Elder One continues, but it is misplaced. There is no scourge. There is only the echo of a forgotten tragedy. You stare at them in disbelief. They are the wisest beings in the galaxy, and they are completely, utterly wrong. The galaxy is doomed because of their pride. The Council's judgment is swift. They cannot allow your story to spread. It would cause mass panic among the younger races. It would disrupt the perfect order they have maintained for ages. They see you not as a herald, but as a risk, a source of potential chaos. You will remain here, the counselor declares, on the Citadel, as our guest, until your fears have subsided. It is not a request. It is a command. You are a prisoner, confined to luxurious quarters, a gilded cage with a perfect view of the stars. Stars that you know are being eaten one by one. Guards are posted at your door, polite, silent automatons who watch your every move. You are isolated, cut off from your ship, cut off from any way to warn the galaxy. Days turn into weeks. You argue, you plead, you file endless appeals. Each one is denied with polite, regretful efficiency. The elder ones are patient. They believe that in time, you will see their logic. You will accept their wisdom. But with every passing day, your certainty grows. The scourge is real, and it is getting closer. Despair begins to set in. It is a cold, heavy blanket. You are trapped in paradise. While the universe outside is dying, you spend your days pacing the floor of your elegant prison. Sometimes you wonder if this is your life now, just waiting for the lights to go out. The council members were not trying to be cruel. They simply could not imagine a problem they did not already have a solution for. It's the ultimate form of hubris, thinking you have seen it all. But you are not entirely alone. One evening, a new guard is assigned to your door. This one is not a machine. It is a biological being, a member of a species called the Cathar, a tall insectoid race known for their stoicism. This one, however, seems different. It observes you with an intelligence your other guards lacked. It never speaks, but you feel its gaze on you constantly. One night, a small data chip is slipped under your door. There is no note, just the chip. You plug it into your personal datapad. It contains a single message. They are blind. I see the truth in your eyes. I am an outcast. My name is Xylar. The message is short, but it is a spark of hope in your suffocating darkness. You have an ally. The next day, Xylar is on guard duty again. You speak to him through the door. You keep your voice low. You ask him why he believes you. His voice, when it comes, is a series of soft clicks and whistles. Your datapad translates. My people have old stories, he says. Legends of a shadow that eats the sky. The elder ones called them children's fears. They erase the stories from our histories. But we remember. Xylar is a historian, a scholar who was cast out for studying forbidden texts. He saw the patterns in your story. He recognized the ancient enemy from his people's myths. He knows the council is wrong. Together, you begin to form a plan. A desperate, impossible plan. You must escape the Citadel. Your ship, the Wanderer, is your only key to freedom. It is being held in a high-security docking bay. Getting to it will be a suicide mission. Xylar provides you with schematics of the Citadel's security systems. He shows you the patrol routes, the blind spots in the sensor grids. He creates a window of opportunity. A few minutes where the system will be down for a diagnostic. It is a one-shot chance. If you fail, you will be imprisoned for life, or worse. Xylar cannot come with you. He must remain behind to cover your tracks. He is risking everything for a stranger, for a belief that his own leaders have dismissed. Go, he says through the door. Be the warning we could not be. His sacrifice gives you strength. You will not let him down. The night of the escape arrives. Your heart pounds in your chest. At the appointed hour, the power to your door lock flickers and dies. You are free. You slip into the silent corridors of the Citadel. You move like a ghost, following the path Xylar laid out for you. Every shadow seems to hold a guard. Every distant sound makes you jump. This is much more stressful than fighting pirates. At least with pirates, you get to shoot back. You make it to the docking bay. The Wanderer sits under the soft glow of the containment field. It looks beautiful. Your ticket out of this golden prison. You have to bypass the field's controls. Your fingers fly across the console, using the access code Xylar gave you. The shimmering blue field wavers and dissolves. Alarms begin to blare across the bay. You have been discovered. You sprint up the ramp into your ship. You don't even have time to strap in. "Computer!" you yell. "Take us out of here. Maximum power." The Wanderer's engines roar to life. The ship lurches forward. You smash through the docking bay's outer doors. Shards of metal and plexiglass spray into the void. You are free. But now the entire Citadel fleet will be after you. You push the engines to their breaking point. The ship shudders under the strain. Behind you, sleek Citadel patrol craft give chase. Their energy weapons lance through the darkness. You weave and dodge. Your piloting skills are put to the ultimate test. You are a leaf on the wind. A very panicked, very fast leaf. You have one advantage. They expect you to run. To flee to the outer rim. You are not going to run. You are going to run towards the danger. You have the data from the ghost ship's log. It contained more than just a warning. It contained the ship's last flight path. A trail of breadcrumbs leading back to the source of the scourge. You plot a course, not for the safety of the fringe worlds, but back into the silent anomaly, back to the graveyard of stars. The Citadel ships hesitate. They will not follow you into the dead zone. They still believe it is a natural hazard. Their disbelief has just saved your life. As you cross the border into the silent space, all contact is lost. You are alone again, in the profound, crushing emptiness. But this time, you have a purpose. You are following the ghost's trail. The navigation data leads you deeper into the darkness, to a place where the scourge seems to have gathered, a system that was once a jewel of a long-dead empire. Your sensors begin to pick up something. Thousands of objects, millions, all moving in a coordinated swarm. You have found it, the heart of the scourge. You bring the image up on your main screen. The sight steals the breath from your lungs. It is a fleet, but not of ships. It is a swarm of black, insect-like machines, each one the size of a fighter craft. They are clustered around a dying star. The star is red and swollen, but its light is being siphoned away. Tendrils of energy flow from the star's surface. They feed into the waiting swarm. The machines are drinking the star. They are parasites on a cosmic scale. This is the nature of the scourge. It is not an army with a goal. It is a plague with a hunger. It does not build. It only consumes. It turns suns into cold cinders. It turns planets into sterile rock. It turns living beings into crystal dust. There is no negotiating with it. There is no reasoning with it. It is the ultimate expression of entropy, the universe's own self-destruct mechanism given form. You watch in horror as the star finally dies. It sputters, it shrinks, and then it is gone, leaving only a cold, dark cinder. The swarm, now energized, begins to move. It is heading out, towards the rest of the galaxy. You have seen the enemy. You understand its nature. And you realize why the Elder Ones could not comprehend it. Their logic is based on cause and effect, on motivation and strategy. The scourge has none of these. It is a force of nature, like a wildfire or a flood. You cannot reason with a fire. You can only starve it or outrun it. But this fire consumes its own fuel source. It eats stars. You cannot starve it. A new kind of logic is needed, a human kind of logic. The logic of desperation, the logic of sacrifice, the kind of thinking that makes you kick a machine to see if it starts working again. An idea begins to form in your mind. It is reckless. It is insane. It is probably a suicide mission. But it is the only thing you can think of. A plan that is so crazy, it just might work. The scourge is drawn to energy. It follows the light. What if you could create a light so bright, so powerful, it would draw the entire swarm to one place? And what if, at the heart of that light, you placed a bomb? Not just any bomb, but a chain reaction that could tear a hole in space-time itself. A controlled detonation of impossible scale. You could use their hunger against them, lure them into a trap, and wipe them all out in a single, glorious flash. There is a problem. Many problems, actually. First, you do not have a bomb that big. Nobody does. You would have to build it. Second, you would need a fleet of ships to deliver the components. A fleet you do not have. The Elder Ones have turned their backs on you. The rest of the galaxy does not even know the threat exists. You are one person, in one small ship, against a plague that eats stars. The odds are not in your favor, but you have your ship's comm system. It can reach across the galaxy. You can send a message, not to the governments and the councils, but to the people on the fringes, the outcasts, the pirates, the colonists on forgotten worlds, the ones who live in the dark spaces the Elder Ones ignore. You will tell them the truth. You will give them your plan. You will offer them a chance to fight back. You begin your broadcast. You send the ghost ship's log. You send your sensor readings of the Scourge. You send everything. And then you send your plan, the insane, desperate, uniquely human plan. You explain the chain reaction, how a series of coordinated warp core overloads could create the energy spike you need. It would require perfect timing, and ships willing to fly to their own destruction. I cannot promise you victory, you say into the comm. Your voice echoes in the small cockpit. I cannot promise you survival, but I can promise you a chance to die on your feet. Instead of living on your knees, a chance to go down swinging, a chance to tell the great void that we were here. We mattered. You end the transmission, and you wait, hoping that somewhere out there someone is listening. For days, there is only silence. You start to think it was all for nothing, that you are truly alone. Then, the first reply comes in, a grizzled old freighter captain from the Orion arm. It's a crazy plan, kid. I like it. My ship is old, but her heart still burns bright. We're in. And then another, and another. From forgotten mining colonies, from rogue science outposts, from pirate fleets that have never fought for anyone but themselves. A fleet of rebels begins to form, a collection of misfits and outcasts, the desperate and the brave. They are not the shining warships of the Citadel. They are rusty freighters, modified mining vessels, old, decommissioned cruisers, a ragtag armada held together by hope and baling wire. It is not the fleet you wanted, but it is the fleet you have, and it is glorious. You rendezvous at a prearranged point, a desolate system at the very edge of the dead zone. The ships drop out of warp one by one, each one a point of light against the oppressive darkness. You see them all on your screen, dozens of them, hundreds, more than you ever dared to hope for. A true human and alien response to a crisis. Everyone brings what they have. Nobody has much. You hold a final briefing. You go over the plan one last time. It is simple and terrifying. A group of ships, the Fireflies, will fly deep into the Scourge swarm. They will overload their warp cores in a precise sequence. This will create the initial energy beacon. It will draw the entire swarm to that point. That is their only job. It is a one-way trip. Once the swarm is gathered, the second wave will attack. Your ship, the Wanderer, will lead the charge. You will carry the key component, a device you designed, a resonance cascade initiator. At the heart of the energy beacon, you will deploy it. It will turn the combined energy of the dying ships into a weapon, a cascading wave of fire that will, hopefully, erase the scourge from existence. The mood is grim. Everyone knows the odds. Many of them will not see another sun rise. But there is no fear, only a quiet, grim determination. These are people who have been forgotten by the galaxy. They have nothing to lose, and everything to fight for. An old pirate captain hails you. "It's been an honor," she says. "Let's give them hell." You look at your fleet, your brave, foolish, magnificent fleet. You take a deep breath. It is time. "All ships," you broadcast, "this is it. The calm is over. The storm is here. Dive, dive, dive." You push your engines to the maximum. The Wanderer leaps forward into the nothing, into the heart of the Star Eater's lair. Your small fleet follows you, a tiny spear of light aimed at an infinite darkness. The ship screams. The hull groans under the impossible strain. The dead zone is not empty. It is filled with a strange, corrosive energy that eats at your shields. Alarms blare across your bridge. You ignore them. Your eyes are fixed on the view screen. The scourge swarm is ahead, a roiling cloud of black machines that blots out the void. The fireflies break off. They fly their final, heroic charge. They plunge into the heart of the swarm. You watch their ship icons on your tactical display. They are engulfed by the enemy. Then, one by one, they light up. Brilliant flashes of white-hot energy. The first core has breached, then the second, the third. A chain reaction begins. A new sun is born in the darkness, a sun made of dying ships. The scourge reacts. The entire swarm turns. It descends upon the new light like moths to a flame. They are drawn by their insatiable hunger. They dive into the roaring inferno. Oblivious to the trap, the plan is working. It is a beautiful, terrible sight. A vortex of black machines and pure energy. Now it is your turn. All ships, with me. You command. You laid the charge towards the heart of the fire. The Wanderer shudders as scourge drones slam into its shields. Explosions rock the ship. You are flying through a hurricane of debris and enemy fire. Your shields are failing. Your hull is buckling. But you push on. You reach the center, the point where the fireflies made their last stand. The energy readings are off the charts. Your ship's computer is screaming at you. Deploying the Cascade Initiator, you announce. You hit the release button. A small probe launches from your ship. It flies into the heart of the artificial sun. For a moment, nothing happens. Then the universe breaks. The energy beacon implodes. It collapses in on itself with a sound that is beyond sound. A wave of pure white fire erupts outwards. It is not light. It is the absence of darkness. It expands faster than thought. It washes over the scourge swarm. The machines do not explode. They do not burn. They simply cease to be. Unwritten from the pages of reality. The wave hits your ship. Everything goes white. You are thrown against your command chair. The ship is torn apart around you. Systems fail. The lights die. And then there is only silence. You are adrift, battered, broken, but alive. You look at your view screen. It is flickering back to life. It shows a field of stars, bright, beautiful, living stars. The dead zone is gone. The scourge is gone. You have won. Weeks later, you stand before the Council of Ancients again. The Grand Chamber is the same. The Elder Ones still shimmer in their crystalline shells. But the atmosphere is different. There is no condescension now. There is only a deep, unsettling awe. They have seen the records. They have seen the testimony from your fleet. They know what you did. You have saved us, the lead counselor says. Its voice is heavy with a new emotion. something you cannot quite place. You have done what we thought impossible. You faced the great void and bent it to your will. You should feel proud, vindicated, but you do not. You see something else in their shimmering forms, something that was not there before. You saved the galaxy, but you did it with a weapon of unimaginable power, a weapon born of human desperation. You showed them a fire they never knew could exist. You fought a monster by becoming something even more terrifying, a species that could weaponize the very fabric of existence. The Elder Ones are grateful, but they are also afraid. The council session ends. They offer you honors, medals, a place among them as a hero of the galaxy. You refuse. You are a scout, a wanderer, not a hero. You return to your ship, what is left of it. Xylar is there, waiting for you. He greets you not as a hero, but as a friend. You showed them. He clicks softly. You showed them what it means to be alive. You look out at the stars. A new dawn has broken for the galaxy. The scourge is gone. The silence has been replaced by the song of newborn suns. But a new fear has been born as well. The galaxy is safe from the Star Eaters. But now, it looks at humanity with a new and nervous respect. You gave them their future back. But you also showed them how easily you could take it away. The voyage ahead will be very, very different.